Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's a pleasure to be in the country I know best to discuss issues I know relatively well. Let me first start by saying that Europe has gone through a scenario for the last 15, 16 months, which is, in essence, a science fiction scenario. No one was prepared for the kind of reality that we had to face as policymakers when we started in this commission the 1st of December 2019. And we were in good company in Europe because I think nobody else around the world was prepared for this policy context. I think, and I'm saying this with a mix of modesty and pride, that Europe faced up to this challenge. We took historic, unprecedented decisions. We had to navigate very difficult waters, troubled waters. We had to overcome many types of resistance, both in the capitals and in the markets. But I think there were two Rubicon moments for the European response to the pandemic that in a way shape also the future of things to come. These two Rubicon moments was first the European strategy on vaccines, and secondly the recovery and resilience package. Both started last summer. I have been around, as you know, in European politics for years, but I never thought that a moment would come where we would use community budget to buy vaccines for all Europeans. And this moment came. And it was a leap of faith last July when we presented this idea, because the only thing we knew is that we only had 3 billion euros from the community budget. All the rest was up in the air. It was a sea of uncertainty. We didn't know whether science would produce the vaccine. We didn't know which companies would be able to market it. We didn't know whom to buy from. And in this leap of faith, we selected 7 companies out of the dozens which were telling us that they were working on a vaccine. And we were very, very happy to see that 6 out of the 7 companies with which we struck advanced purchase agreements made it. And not only they made it on time, but this allowed us to enact this massive, ongoing, the largest vaccination project ever undertook at the scale of the mankind, which is now underway with 4.4 billion doses and a record number of vaccines that make the European Union, make Europe the most vaccinated continent on Earth. The second Rubicon moment was, of course, the Recovery and Resilience Fund. Contrary to what happened in 2009, 2010 with the financial crisis, this time we had to face a symmetric crisis that needed a symmetric response. It would not be politically reasonable to put the burden to individual member states to face the post-pandemic economic shock. This had to be done in a symmetric way. It had to be done as a union, as a family, and it had to be done by activating tools and instruments that are at our disposal, as was the case of this possibility to use the community budget, the EU budget, as a way to leverage money from the markets and then spend it collectively around commonly agreed priorities, not spraying money around, but targeting the specific transitions, the green transition and the digital transition, and in a way spurring also the recovery with a new model of economy for the future. That was also a big European moment. That was also a big success. So to conclude, because I don't want to abuse the time allocated to me this morning, this twin response in a way shapes the future of European politics. We now have to be very clear that the main call for Europe in the future is to continue to engage in this road of resilience and strategic autonomy. After these two Rubicon moments, Europeans will never pardon Brussels if we leave it there. This is, we have opened a road, a path, a highway, you can choose the term you like, but the road of resilience is a one-way street for Europe. We have to continue delivering on all fronts of resilience, economic resilience, health union, security union, digital transition, green transition. That's one big lesson to be drawn. And the other lesson to be drawn from the pandemic, as far as Europe is concerned, is that our model of society, our structures, our systems were threatened, were shaken, but withstood the pressure of this unprecedented crisis. Our public health and education systems proved that they were designed to withstand such type of pressure. Our cohesion in our societies with these confinement measures also allowed Europeans to show their quality as a society of solidarity that cares for each other, a solidarity that we have seen on so many aspects of European life. And this also links to Professor Fukuyama's concerns of the future of democracy. I think this is also a great opportunity for Europe to continue building on these principles of society, solidarity, care for each other in a system that allows for all these public health deliverables, public education deliverables to continue to flourish. So I hope I don't sound over-optimistic, but I think this summer I have good reasons to be much more optimistic on Europe than was the case last summer.